very, very warm welcome along, everybody. Happy Tuesday, welcome into Gemma, and to everybody else who may or may not be in chat. I hope you're all having a fantastic start to your week. Did I call it Tuesday? It's Thursday, isn't it? I lied. Getting my days all mixed up already. I hope everyone is doing very well today, though. We're going to be running a SLAKING's challenge in the SuperMON challenge in Pokémon Crystal in just a moment. However, my OBS keeps crashing on me, so I'm not quite as prepared as I would like to be at this stage, to be perfectly honest with you. I do just need to do a couple of final checks, make sure that everything is working. Then we will get into the run. How does that sound? I hope it sounds good, because that's really our only option. Yes, I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Much smoother than mine, hopefully, as well. With the state of everything crashing, I do need to move over, maybe to meld. I've heard meld is good. But I think we are now ready for the SuperMON challenge. And here we have our SuperMON overlay. I've already got our Pokémon. This is our SLAKING. It is a very old backport which has been converted onto the SuperMON base. And I haven't had any look at the moves yet, is what I'm trying to say there. We will not get return, don't forget, and we won't get hidden power. So what moves should we go for? That is the question. I am thinking as a dead cert, probably Earthquake. Maybe Headbutt as our main stab move, although Strength would be slightly higher power. Welcome in, Ryu. I hope you're doing well. We're in the fun part of figuring out what the hell to give the Pokémon for our first attempt. Well, best of luck for those interviews, Gemma. Well, I say best of luck for the interviews, best of luck for the result of those interviews. You'll have to excuse me today, I'm a little bit brain foggy, so I'm going to try my best to power through it. Let us take a look at these moves. What shall we go for? I mean, we've got 95 in special attack. So we could run... It's going to be a bit weird, but I'm thinking Scratch Headbutt, Strength Headbutt, and then Flamethrower and Ice Beam. That'll easily see us through most of the challenge. Did I say Headbutt? I meant Earthquake. I mean, I've done a SuperMON run. It's not been released yet to non-H... Well, it's not been released yet to anyone because it's still rendering. But I have done a SuperMON run with 2 normal moves. I don't see the need for Shadow Ball in this one. I've got to be honest. And Fire Punch will be special. So we might as well do Flamethrower for that. Yeah, all the Psychic types we come up against in this challenge are not particularly strong defensive-wise. Flamethrower, Strength, Earthquake, and Ice Beam. So what's my gut instincts telling me to do? And then we need to reorder these moves into something a little bit more sensible. Strength, Earthquake, Flamethrower, Ice... No, we'll do Ice Beam, Flamethrower to get us started. And we will take a look at our stats while we're here. Level 5, 31 HP, holding a berry with Strength, Earthquake, Ice Beam and Flamethrower. 22 in attack, 16 in defense, 16 also in special attack, 13 in special defense, and 16 in speed. No truant. None of that nonsense. Let us get the challenge underway now. We'll see how long we go before OBS crashes. Welcome in, Chad. Please don't mention anything that's not out to the public, though. That's a run that's not out for everybody yet. So we don't want to spoil it. But I hope you had fun watching that challenge. It's the first in the series, that one, isn't it? Without spoiling anything about the run itself, what did you think of the concept? Oh, I have plenty of secrets. What are my secrets? If I tell you, they wouldn't be secrets anymore, would they? The third in the series is rendering later today. Second will come out on Wednesday next week for that series. So that's going to be our new Wednesday series. At least for the next few weeks. No, they're just secrets, and I generally don't tell people secrets. Because that's how trust works. Now, the last run I played for a prereq was a timed secret. Timed secret, timed challenge. So I am trying to get back out of the mindset of going like the absolute clappers. Because we can take our time in these ones. And the more I play, the more I really, really enjoy not having return in these. Welcoming Garrett, I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. And not Tuesday, as I said a few moments ago. I feel so bad for Wade here. He won't know what's hit him. We are, of course, in the slow level up group. So experience is going to be vital. I really like ZA. If I was a day of the week, I would probably be a Saturday. Randomized SuperMON would be wild. It's something I do want to try and code in at some point without needing third-party tools. And it's the getting it without third-party tools that is the tricky part. Hit the level cap against Rod there. And we will take on Falconer. First gym leader, flying type specialist. Leads with Pidgey. Led with Pidgey. That was a crit from Gust, and it did a whole 8 HP of damage. 5 points on the board, a new level cap of 16. But yeah, leave a randomised SuperMON with me. It is a work in progress, that. Yes, we know I pronounced the H correctly. We don't need to keep saying it. Favourite Gen 2 Mon non-starter, non-legendary, Teddiursa. Without a shadow of a doubt, Teddiursa. Like, I don't even have to think about that. It's probably one of my top 3 Pokemon of all time. But what is your favourite Gen 2 Mon with those same parameters, non-starter, non-legendary? Can't speak today, goodness me. And now if you are new to SuperMON, the reason we are doing Sprout Tower is because we get the Key Escape Rope and we also get the Lantern. Ampharos is a good choice. I'm going to assume that Tyranitar is the other choice. Ampharos wishes it was pseudo-legendary, to be fair. I genuinely don't think there's a Pokemon from Gen 2 that annoys me quite as much as Kingdra. And it's not because it's a bad design, it's not because I dislike it. It's because the enemies that have Kingdra are some of the biggest dicks in Pokemon. There's the lantern, and there is the escape rope. So we can leave. Quick PowerPoint heal here. And away we go to Azalea. Now I think we'll have a fairly smooth ride with this one. I don't think we'll have any real issue until maybe the Elite Four. Karen is, as she always going to be, a giant question mark. But I can't see anybody pre-Karen causing us too many issues. Maybe Bruno if he gets very lucky with Cross Chop. But we are ostensibly running above legendary Pokemon stats. I'm not even sure Chuck will stand a chance of survival before he has an opportunity to hit a dynamic punch, honestly. Already most of the way towards the next level cap as well. See, the thing you're doing there, Ryu, is assuming that I've not factored in Chuck for my routing. Welcome in, Music Haven. Do you want me to call you Music Haven, or would you like me to still call you Paul? They've changed the way that usernames are displayed on YouTube, and it threw me then for a second. Goodness gracious, it's a great ball. It's YouTube. Why not try and break everything all the time? Beats up the Slowbro. Grab Swift so that we can sell it. I mean, the fact that we're doing over half health on an Onyx with a resisted move is kind of ridiculous. Also, Beedrill fans, your time is nearly there for a Beedrill video. In under a couple of weeks, we will have a Beedrill challenge on the channel at long last. That video is out for HM Friends on Wednesday next week. And then for everybody else, it will be on Wednesday week. Now, I've had a very, very busy week. Hence not being able to stream. Had a real bout of insomnia again. We're talking the 48-hour days on one period last week. But I have done a lot of pre-records for the channel. I've done a lot of maintenance that should have been done and had been ignored for a very long time for the channel as well. And I have... what else have I done? Recorded that Fire Red video. That was a lot of fun to do. Can't wait to play more Fire Red, actually. How would we feel about some regular timed Fire Red streams? next month. Try and get me learning the game again. Oh, work can bugger off, Kanbei. Well, no, it can't because it pays your bills, but thank you for checking in regardless. Yeah, I'm feeling some fire red again. My plan after stream is to rework some of the fire red assets that we've got. Give them a good lick of paint. See, I'm always nervous about running a game that isn't Pokemon Crystal because that's what the channel was built on. Bills are wicked. When I was a kid, I don't know if it's just a very northern British thing, but we would call people who weren't our aunts, but like ladies of a certain generation older than our parents, we would call auntie. So I had an Auntie Bill when I was a kid. She was called Philomena. Well, actually, she was called Mary, but everyone called her Philomena. Not quite sure why. We beat up Bugsy in that little anecdote. Not a thing in the Midlands? Fair. I am from the north, after all. And things are weird up here. Alright, let us take on rival number 2. Going to lead with Ghastly, so we'll lead with Earthquake. Then he's got a Zubat. And then he's poisoned us because he's a dick. Well, I am very much from the northwest, so that tracks. Do I have a Scamtidote? No, I don't. There's going to be like 2-3 frames of flashing. I just don't want to use the Puss and Cure Berry. We didn't buy bloody repels. Goodness me. We'll get 9 and we'll get some potions as well. Well, even though I don't sound it, I am very much a real Manc. I'm proud to be from Manchester as well. Even if most Mancs will not believe I'm local these days. And having done a lot of work in London, I can tell you there's no comparison for me between Manchester and London. I really should try and fit in a trip to Manchester again. I miss home. There's a lovely Welsh term for missing where you come from, or in, I suppose the technical Welsh definition is missing Wales, but it can be used as missing where you come from, and that word is heraeth. I'm manky as well, but that's a completely different matter. Good morning, Deadpool, I know. One of my YouTube uploads failed because of that friggin'... Why are we repelling? Friggin' cloud flare. I was about to say BS then. Let's just use the letters and not the actual word. Yes, M-A-N-C, mank. Just from what you've said there, Alajango, I've got a fair idea of where you might be. But obviously I'm not going to potentially dox you. But if you're from where I think you're from, it's a nice little area down there. get the rental abra, or as it's known in the files, the fart jar. And now, level 19, we might as well do Whitney next. Make the most of our experience points. There was a town not too far from where I grew up, with a one lesser difference from a place in Cornwall. Obviously, completely different town. Even a crit couldn't save Whitney, bless her. You need to go forward a generation, get yourself a sloth, and then train it. And bring it back to this generation where abilities don't exist. Then you'll win, Whitney. Oh, we didn't go north yet, obviously. Doy. I do actually think it's criminal, though, that Whitney doesn't have a Teddy Ursa. Welcome in, Machine Head. I am doing very well, thank you. But the more important question is, how are you? Good morning, Lord Cooler. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Doesn't quite have the same ring as Wonderful Wednesday, does it? Wonderful Thursday. This bloody new naming system is getting right on my tits, honestly. Like, if you'd have come in as Dan W, I would have known that you were Dan W. I can't see Whitney with a Pharaoh, no. I feel like someone is employed at YouTube whose entire job is to follow the mantra, if it ain't broke, fix it until it is. Oh, hush, Alan. Well, we're not playing the stadium games, we're playing the hacked to within an inch of its life games. Oh, we need to play Mal, do we? No, we might as well already sell all these TMs. We're never going to use them. Do I think Zangoose and Staraptor are SuperMONs? Absolutely 100% Zangoose. Not a clue for Staraptor. I think it'll all depend on Jazz, honestly. You can be Machine Head, you can be Dan W, you can be whoever you like in this chat. Exactly, Sword Stance will pretty much guarantee the win with Zangoose. I'll tell you what, if we do well with Slaking here, I will do a quick Zangoose run. Exactly, we can grind, we're not against the clock. I'm not expecting much difficulty in this one, honestly, Paul. That's something I've noticed already, actually, Alajango. The lack of body slam on the Gen 2 Mons really is hindering them. I have never seen Rocky So that reference, unfortunately, is going right over my head. But it sounds like it's a... And I know this word gets overused. But a fairly epic scene. Cambe, you've clearly not been watching the Jewellery Channel, where every third Friday, it seems, is Black Friday. I do like it when physical stores do Cyber Monday deals, completely negating the point of Cyber Monday. Can't spam A at the beginning of this battle. We need to use Earthquake. Earthquake the Magnemite. Why is the Jewellery Channel? So you can buy the ring. Generic Day Sale doesn't have the same ring to it. You're not wrong. You got me curious now. Let me get TJC open. They're doing Black Friday deals on a Thursday. Pre-Thanksgiving. Of course they are. Oh wait, on the channel it's Mega Christmas Shopping. Oh, that is a hideous handbag. Whatever you do, don't tune into the Jewellery Channel. They have hideous, hideous handbags at the moment. I have been lucky enough to not hear Jingle Bell Rock yet. And long may it continue. However, because of Bloody Kim's streams, she's live now, so I can say bad things about her. I am sick of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. Oh, that would be interesting. It would definitely be a streaming kind of thing, Lord Cooler. But it would definitely be an interesting challenge. You heard someone singing Wham last weekend. Well, I hope you stayed clear of them. There was a bloke earlier this year, actually, when me and my other half were on the bus to Lidl. And he was wearing a Halloween outfit. Bear in mind, this was April. And he had an old... Do you remember those old stereos you could get with the cassette decks that you could run on batteries? He had one of those, blaring out Christmas music on the bus in the middle of bloody April. It was one of the most weird experiences I have ever had. In the least shocking news we've ever had in one of these challenges, we have defeated Morty. Defeating Morty does, of course, mean that we can go through to the lake now and start leveling back up. You're lucky in the United States to have the buffer of Thanksgiving. As soon as Halloween's over here, everything is Christmas. For me, Christmas always starts on the final Sunday of November, because that's when, as a kid, we used to put our Christmas tree up. That is true, Canbeg. Halloween and Christmas were running in tandem this year. September the 1st, I think, is when they plonked every Christmas stuff on the shelves. You're taking a vacation for Christmas? Doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'm taking a couple of weeks off streaming around Christmas, but we will have regular videos. I think we've got daily videos for a couple of weeks. I generally don't have a Christmas tree, and it's not through being humbug or anything. I'm just not a big fan of the artificial trees, and I am allergic to pine. So getting a Christmas tree would be a terrible idea for me. I've heard Cancun is a very lovely destination to go. I'm sensitive to a lot of tree gunk, so it wouldn't surprise me if I'm allergic to fur as well. I should get a Sudowoodo for Christmas. If Pokemon did official, like, merch that wasn't just plushies and did, like, a Pokemon Christmas tree that was a Sudowoodo, I would happily get one of those. Get the extra bitter berry before we forget. Did we battle you? Yes, we did. In fact, I want to go and do the loop-de-loop here, because I want to pick up that max ether. Gonna readjust myself in the chair as well. The fact that you can get life-size plushies of Gardevoir is beyond words, really. Oh, we didn't friggin' chat with Lars. Do I live in an urbanized area with, like, high-rises, or is it a suburb thing? Neither, really. I wouldn't say I'm close enough to a city to call it a suburb. I'm, as we would say in this country, out in the sticks, in the middle of nowhere. I've got to be honest, Gemma, I've not seen an advert, or at least a video advert, for probably about 5 or 6 years now. So I can't remember that one. I have heard that Black Ops 7 is one of the worst received Call of Duty games of all time. Which, for Call of Duty, is kind of surprising because they've all been badly received lately. That is something that does bug me about Christmas advertising in general, and like all the hype around it. It is ultimately ending putting the prices up for the consumer. The UK does have very strict rules on advertising, but even then that doesn't stop the budget of the actual advert going through the roof. I've only seen half of A Muppet's Christmas Carol, because it was a long film and my Year 6 teacher, bless her, didn't realise quite how long it was and put it on at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There is definitely a lot of stronger competition in the first-person shooter genre compared to recent years for the new COD. Plus, I don't like the fact that they did Black Ops 7 straight after Black Ops 6. Welcome in, Food Tubes. Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. Also, Food Tubes, remind me after stream if you're around. I am, for Twitch subscribers, I'm uploading all of the early access videos to a second unlisted channel. So if you do want to watch them early, you can now as well. Because I felt bad that people subscribing on Twitch wouldn't be able to do that. This film talk just reminds me of how uncultured I am, because I don't know who any of these people are. It is ostensibly a Black Ops 6 DLC. It reminds me of Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. The later versions, not the original ones. And the absolute desperation of the newer Modern Warfare 3 to launch multiplayer with the Modern Warfare 2 maps. Although, to be fair, if they were the original Modern Warfare 3 maps, I probably would have given it a go. Modern Warfare 3 was my COD. It was my favourite one. By a long way. I'm glad it's not just me, Kanbei. To be fair, ever since I discovered YouTube in like 2006, most of what I have played, most of what I have watched has been YouTube content. I love Infinite Warfare Zombies. I think, and it's controversial because I know it's very divisive, but I think Infinite Warfare Zombies was the best showing of zombies they ever did. You found COD a bit fishy. Boo, boo that man. Alert, please, work. Lord Cooler, did you add a Mew to the queue? Or has my queue software suddenly become sentient? I cannot see that message about you adding a Mew to the queue. Well, now it has been added. We can now confirm that Mew has been added. The original COD 4 Modern Warfare 1 is one of the best games of all time. I have not seen the trailer for ZA. It'll be on the queue now because it's decided finally to process. I have no idea what's been going on with all of it lately, honestly. Zeraora apparently is a Pokemon. Could have fooled me. That's my one big bugbear, actually, of the more recent Pokemon generations. There are too many legendary, mythical, sub-legendary, all sorts of categories of Pokemon that are event and timed and exclusive, and all tied into films because they're made for marketing, they're made for merch. And then you forget about them unless for some reason you become very fond of one. And 5-10 years later you get, this Pokemon is getting a Mega. I do like Wooper. I fancy, in the new series that we're doing, 4 moves, I fancy running both Wooper and Pooper. That will be as a stream, though, if we do that. Because after next month, yeah, we are still in November in real time. I've been talking as if it's December, because I've been pre-recording for the last few days, and I'm into December's content, so I have to remind myself that no, we're not actually a month ahead. But from the end of next month, backports are going to be stream exclusive. So if you want to catch any of the backported Pokemon, they will be only on stream. And we're sticking to the original 251 for the pre-records next year. I say the original 251. We're sticking to the first 384, something like that. Because we're going back into Gen 3. But we're always going to use a Pokemon in the game where it's readily accessible and is in the code. Partly because backport videos never really quite pulled in the audience I wanted them to. And also partly I want to try and have a little bit more free time next year. Because the work that goes into a backport is at minimum an hour and a half to 2 hours. With some of the complex ones, we're talking 14 hours, I think, for my most complex. They will definitely be staying on stream, though. I've got enough of a backlog of backports to be able to do them on stream and code ones as we get the vibes to want to play particular backports. It just means I'm not having to pre-plan content with them. I've been thinking about things like surfing and flying Pikachu. I've just not really found the way to frame them yet. Food Tubes, bloody hell, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. That is incredibly kind of you. Overlay, please catch up. If you are wanting to join a hype train on Twitch, which for some reason nothing is working, but thank you so much, Food Tubes. Congratulations to the happy book writer, Shern Gaming. Sam, you got a gift sub. Jack the Ripper and Morgan Ryder, congratulations for your gift subs over on Twitch. I'm currently trying to figure out why on earth that didn't work. So please do bear with a moment. We'll just have to deal without having the hype train thing. Yes, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I think a lot of the reason as well why I'm not going to do backport videos next year is I don't have the inspiration to just go and backport a Pokemon on my own at the moment. Like, nothing's really calling out to me. I love that Bellsprout gif. Oh, thank you for the bits as well, Food Tubes. I'm going to restart Mix It Up. Because it's broke. I did have an OBS crash earlier, which could be part of the reason. I am hoping, now that I've got more sleeping medication, I am hoping to be back live 2 or 3 times a week again. Like, I should be live over the weekend. Not sure which day yet, though. Probably Sunday. OBS has been an absolute pigging nightmare for me lately. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll probably do Sunday next week. Or this weekend, I should say then. Tuesday, Thursday. Streams next week. Obviously, what we do with the streams is to be confirmed. We shall have to see what the mood takes us, or where the mood takes us. I've missed your streams, Food Tubes. I mean, the fact that you got me watching that scary put people on hooks game without completely hiding every 5 seconds shows just how fun and entertaining your streams are. There's Jasmine done. I will be perfectly honest with you all, I've not really been paying attention to what I've been doing in this challenge. It's kind of been playing itself. And thank you once again for the treasure chain. We get a chest. Have you heard of Meld Studio? Food Tubes. Because that's what Kim has just switched to. And I have a second 24/7 channel running through Meld, and it seems fairly good. One-shot the Primeape. One-shot the Poliwrath. So, yes, we did not need to worry. I always had a wonderful time when you streamed. I always got annoyed when I wasn't awake, though, when you were live. So I was like, for goodness sake, I'm missing a fun stream. Shocked no body slam? What does that mean? I can't see body slam on the list. Unless I'm missing something, which... my brain is away with the fairies most days, so I probably am missing something. Meld. It's my accent. It would be nice to have it, but like Paul says, I don't think we need it. Strength's only 5 base power weaker. Yeah, Slaking is very, very fast. I've messed up here. Bear with. Did the wrong shop. This could take a moment or two to rewind. Slaking without Truant is very, very OP. Let's do the correct shop this time. Better. And we'll start making our way through the ice path now. After we've done that before the rocket hideout, I am going to give my hands a quick break. Because I am cramping. Did a lot of recording yesterday. I need to look after my hands. But yeah, Slaking without Truants is very, very, very OP. it was obviously designed to only hit every other turn. But then I think even with Truant on a SuperMON run, I think it'll be fine. I think it is just that good. It's bulky, it's strong, it's fast. I think it's better than a lot of legendary stat-wise even. See, I don't think we would get whittled down by the Elite Four just because of Gen 2's AI. Because they normally go for setup move on turn 1 anyway. Are we back? I hope we're back. OBS crashed. Has done a couple of times today. I'm not quite sure on the reason why. Just need to get everything back working now. We should be back though. I am gonna try and fix this at the same time as like doing anything, but I'm gonna need a minute or two to get my head back in the run. So I won't go to anything, but have you all seen the new little animations that I've made for the channel? We've seen a couple of them at the start of stream. I'll play them now while I'm trying to refocus myself. It's only about 40 seconds. See, I had a lot of fun creating those. I'm thinking about throwing them in as little transitions between our scenes. I'm just going to hold off on doing anything for a couple more moments. See if OBS crashes again. They were louder than they'll normally be because I just literally put them onto OBS now. So I have now adjusted the volume and hopefully they won't break your ears off. Yeah, I like the Pac-Man one as well. It's probably my favourite. It took the longest time to do. The lock one I threw together about an hour before stream. I just had an idea. I had the sound effects laying around. And I thought, why not? But yeah, we can use that one and change it to have different ones for all of the runs that we're doing. Because part of my long-term vision for the channel is to try and create some kind of cohesion between all the content, so when we go into other games and everything surrounding it, so that the channel has a strong identity, and then what we're doing also, each individual run has a strong identity. Now, do we feel confident that OBS isn't going to crash again? I don't, but just might mean I'm a little bit on edge playing for the next hour or so, however long it takes to complete this one. I always go the wrong blooming way here as well. I want to get another PP up, because I feel like Earthquake will benefit from a PP up. And then Ice Beam as well. And then this should give us enough money. To get some max repels. Barring getting our full restores now at the Elite Four, we should have finished our shopping. And I think the radio tower section is just going to be utter tedium. We're not going to struggle at all. I have tried, though, in the pre-record edits to include at least the top of the radio tower now when we get our points in SuperMON. We're already about halfway to our next level cap. Oh, thank you for the 1999, Dan. Let's see, is Mix It Up going to behave? Yes, it is. Thank you so much for the 1999. That is really sweet of you. And I'm glad you're enjoying the new types of runs as well. I'm having a lot of fun with them. Doing SuperMON and seeing all of your wonderful reactions to SuperMON has given me that confidence to try new things again on the channel. And the plan for next year is to really simplify the number of leaderboards and number of types of challenges we have, So anything that's against the clock where we learn moves throughout the run. So a standard run is just going to be a classic challenge. We've got our 4 moves for the Pokemon that aren't quite going to be able to become SuperMON, and then we can also use that as a tie break at the top of SuperMON. Then we've got SuperMON, and that's it for Crystal. And then we're also going to be doing regular timed runs in both Fire Red and Emerald. And I'm excited to go back to Hoenn. Excited to go back to Gen 1 Kanto as well. And a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff I've been doing has been so that I can now create challenge runs with the same workflow that I do for SuperMON. So I've coded my own timer from scratch that will work and pause and unpause literally via the inputs on my controller. So if I'm pressing buttons, the timer runs. If I'm not pressing buttons, the timer doesn't run. Which means I can now Are we back? I think we might be back. Apologies about this. We should be back now, though, hopefully. If it crashes again, I will have to call it there and troubleshoot. So we're through triple question mark now. Looks like I will be migrating to Meld as well, possibly. Thing is, I don't let OBS update either, to avoid things like this. We shall make the best of whatever happens now. It couldn't have happened at a worse time. You'd have thought that at the very least it would have skipped us through the rocket section. Also, in case of like lag or anything, feel free to refresh I don't know how far ahead or behind everyone will be. Best way to find out will be to refresh the stream. Possibly going overkill with the vitamins, but it's not done us too far wrong so far. Final part of the radio tower coming up. We are back, hopefully for good. If not, I will be spending my evening migrating to Meld. There are some bits that Meld cannot do that OBS does, though, that I'm going to have to figure out. And GG, thank you so much for the 5 months. How do I feel about the new game and Mega? I really like ZA, I've got to be honest. Was skeptical, but I am really enjoying it, and I love all the new Megas. But I hope you're doing very, very well and not working too hard. Into Claire's gym we go. I feel like ZA is a very good game for a Pokemon game, if that makes sense. I do like that the Megas weren't just the popular Pokemon, because I don't think many people would have given Drampar a second look, really. Let's take on Claire. Three one-shots to get us started. Probably not going to one-shot the Kingdra, though. If she had RNG'd us into losing, I would have been so mad. Welcome in, you've missed a lot of crashing so far with OBS. This is attempt number 3 of this stream. And they say that third time's the charm. So I'm not quite back in my rhythm yet for playing. the smoothest I've ever done that questionnaire, though. And we obtain the Rising Badge. Level cap goes up to 42. And we now have 36 points to our name. Ooh, favourite SuperMON so far. I'm trying to remember who's been released and who's not yet. So I don't want to spoil anything. I will say I had a lot of fun with Parasect. Like, getting it as far as it did, I think was a miracle in and of itself. You discovered the channel just a few days ago. What are the points for? It is for the SuperMON challenge. I'm prepared. So every time we defeat one of the trainers listed, we will get the point values listed as well. So for our 4 key plot lines, so Slowpoke Rockets, Kimono Girls, Mahogany Rockets, and Radio Tower Rockets, getting through those sections will earn a single point each. For the 5 rival battles, you get 2 points each, so Cherry Grove, Azalea, Burnt Tower, Goldenrod, and Victory Road. For the Johto Gym Leaders, you earned 3 points for defeating them and getting their badge, so that's Faulkner down to Claire. Most of the Kanto gyms are also 3 points, barring Blue. The Elite Four each award 4 points, and Blue awards 5 points. Defeating Lance, defeating Red both give you 10 points because they play the credits, and you get 1 life. So if we get knocked out, that's the end of the run. That's how our score is calculated. So at the moment, we have 36 points because we have defeated 8 gym leaders, 4 rival battles, I beg your pardon, plus the 4 plotline trainers as well. And then at the very end of the run, we put them on a leaderboard. And the last run that we did was a SuperMON, and that was Salamence. We are on our way to the Elites 4 now. And we only have 1 Pokémon in the party as well. We've got items to replace the HMs. Some of them look really smooth and work perfectly. Others like this are very janked. Thank you for subscribing. That is very kind of you. I really hope you do enjoy all of the videos that are coming out. I'm going down here, that's what I'm doing. I've had the heating on for the last, like, 3 days. That's a Moonstone. I'm at the Goldberry here. Right, that's faffing out of the way. We can finally start heading leaguewards. Should probably plonk on a Max Repel at this point. His back's an absolute mess. You know what? We will take on Megan today. I do not understand my thermostat either, so I just turn it on and off at the wall. Well, not literally at the wall, on its little display. Parasect did give it everything. It tried its hardest. And that's all we can ask for. If I try my hardest, and if the Pokemon tries its hardest, then I'll be happy with the end outcome regardless of where we finish. We've got Magcargo coming out soon as well, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but that was an emotional ending. I legitimately shed tears. doing the outro of Macargo. No spoilers for where it finished because it's not a public video yet, though. HM friends, you've seen it for a while now, though. Right, so we are at the next level cap. So the game is hard-coded to not give you experience points as well after you reach the next level cap, but some trainers are inevitable. There are only two things certain in Pokemon Crystal, the first being that Lance will lie about his type speciality, and the second being that cool trainer Joyce will lock onto you with her laser vision. Now, even though we don't gain regular experience points, we are still gaining stat experience. So it is very much still worth battling some of these extras. And Beth is mandatory anyway. Rule 3, don't trust Jasmine. Rule 4 will be revealed in due course as well, after a particular video has come out. You will see my attitude towards a certain trainer in this game suddenly shift, and not for the better. I have a new enemy in this game, and you will all soon find out who. I don't know if it's the next video or the video after. Let me double check while we take on Rival 5. Oh, it's the very next video. So tomorrow's video, you'll see my new enemy. And that's the rival beaten up. This enemy has superseded Lance at the top of my list. Right, going into the league, we are level 42 with 204 HP, holding the pink bow with strength, earthquake, ice beam, and flamethrower. 117 attack, 119 in defense, 115 in special attack, 190 in special defense, and 180 in speed. Are we going to make it through the league? Let's find out. This is Will. First league member, Psychic type specialist, leads with Xatu. Xatu's a one-shot. Here comes Jinx. Jinx goes down in one. We're probably best off using a Ice Beam against the Executor. Double strength for the Slowbro. Return is banned, which is why we've not got it. So Return and Hidden Power are not allowed in this series, because otherwise half our learn set on 90% of Pokemon would just be Hidden Power and Return. So I felt that wouldn't make interesting challenges. But Return would be a better move if it was allowed. Get through Will there. Very easy. Move on to Koga. But for a Pokemon like Slaking, it really makes very little difference. We've got nearly 200 attack already. Yes, this is another format to the Crobat. So the Crobat video was against the clock. We were trying to defeat the game as fast as possible. This format, we are trying to get as far as possible. You've tuned in on a Pokemon that is more than likely going to get 2 red at the very least. Whereas if we ran Crobat, for instance, we probably wouldn't get past Jasmine. Jasmine would knock us out, therefore we lose the run there. Every Wednesday, though, we get another timed challenge here on the channel. That's alright. I'd rather take the time to explain than you end up not understanding what's going on in this particular challenge. Do not crit, do not crit, do not crit. Thank you, we're through this battle. Bruno down. We'll use our rare candy scout to Karen's cap. Full restore. Elixir. HP up. And Bitterberry. So much prep work we have to do for Karen. Right, as always, there's a chance the run will end here at Karen. We never know. She's a giant question mark. Let's engage her in battle. And the HP up strat has worked. That is what we were after. That means that she went for Confuse Ray instead of Sand Attack. That gives us the best chance then to get through the rest of the battle. I've messed up here and misclicked. Should be fine though. Yeah, we're fine. RNGesus is with us. So we're through Karen, we're up to 54 points. And we did get those 2 extra rare candies, so we'll stick them in now and get up to 49. And now this should be a fairly simple battle. Should being the operative word. I just need to focus on this battle and then I will read your message fully. Aerodactyl, we can Ice Beam. Probably Strength here. Oh, that's tight. Could have Pink Bowed to guarantee the one shot. We're fine. We're through. Right, so there we go. I am from the United Kingdom, so I don't sound it. I'm from the north of England, a city called Manchester. But I spent a lot of time down near London working, and I ended up picking up the accent from around there. So I have a very stereotypically British accent. But, and I hope this doesn't sound patronising in the slightest, your English is bloody brilliant, as we'd say here in the UK. There is absolutely nothing wrong with your English. You speak English far better than I can speak any other language. How would you like me to pronounce your name, by the way? I am very dyslexic, as most of the people in chat knows. I will try and pronounce your name without help, first of all. I would probably say Tidohimovic, something like that. But my reading skills are not great. Which is why I play games at very fast speed, where I don't have to read them, because I've played them so much that it's all memorised. Yes, we are both European. Probably on different ends of the continent. I'm assuming with your name you're more central to eastern and further south than me. Tidohimovic, thank you for the pronunciation, the phonetic spelling there. I will try my best to commit that to memory, although I am not the best at remembering things at the moment. I've got a real case of the old brain fog. Now we are through the Johto section. We are the champions. We've got another 8 gym battles to go, but don't worry, they are nowhere near as long as the Johto section. So in this challenge as well, instead of doing what we do in our time challenges, where we normally go something like Surge, Erica, Janine, Sabrina, Misty, Brock, Blaine, Blue, we're going to go and unlock everything we can in Kanto first, so that we can choose the order in which we battle the gym leaders. The only rule is that we cannot battle blue until our final gym leader here in Kanto. Oh, that is very fair. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, footballer from Malmö, Sweden, I seem to remember. Had a couple of seasons at Manchester United, among many, many other clubs. That's a very, very memorable name, though. I like it. And there we go, out of Rock Tunnel. So my name came from a very, very old website that I used to run with some friends, and the letters for the website were S, Q, and G, and that eventually just compounded itself to Squidgy. Because if you pronounce Squidge altogether, it sounds vaguely like Squidgy, and then I dropped my first name from it. So it was originally Squidgy and then my name, and then I thought I want to start a YouTube channel, but I'm very private with things like my personal details. So I decided, just go for Squidgy, it rolls off the tongue. And we have our first Cantonian leader done. Thought we might as well get through Sabrina while she's here. And now we've got the one last big gauntlet, slog, whatever you want to call it, of the challenge now. I do like Squirtle, but no relation, unfortunately. The Nugget Hedge Maze indeed, Alajango. We've got Viridian Hedge Maze and we've got Nugget Hedge Maze. I did actually put, instead of Route 2 or Viridian Forest on 3 Drill's little intro card, I did put Viridian Hedge Maze, didn't I? Fairly certain I picked up a max ether in Route 43. I hope I did, because we are going to need it. Are you talking about how long I'm streaming for today, or how long I've been doing the challenges overall? Because I've been... This might be the only run of today. I might do another one depending on time. But overall, we have done 3 years, 3 months, and 5 days since the first video went out. So it was the 15th of August 2022. That's the wrong place. We shouldn't be going there. But I actually started streaming them initially on Twitch at some point in late 2021. So I've been playing Pokemon Crystal day in, day out for about 4 years now. I've messed up here as well, because I forgot to use that max ether. No Perish Song though, so we are going to be good. Maybe. Yes, we are. Well, thank you for spreading the word. I really appreciate that. My trouble is I get ill quite often. I've got quite a few underlying conditions, shall we say. Nothing life-threatening, but stuff that affects my energy levels, affects my ability to record and speak and focus. So I do take breaks here and there. And YouTube doesn't like that. Got the expansion card now for the radio card. It's one of those, isn't it? You just have to try and make the best of the situation you're in. I would love to be able to have the energy to do 3 videos a week, 365 days of the year. But my body says no. I think we should be alright with Surge now as well. No need to save him until later. Should be 5 earthquakes to get through this particular gym. 70% of the way to our maximum number of points now as well. Thunder Badge acquired. We do all have our battles. Sometimes we're on top of the battles, other times the battles are a little bit trickier than we would like. Our bag is full because we've got so much rubbish in it, so let's now get the rare candy. You have been around very, very long time, Gemma. It was around about your birthday, wasn't it? In 2023 that you first joined the channel. I'm glad you're here to stay. Normally, for your time zone, if you're in Germany, we normally go live at 3 PM on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But if I do need to take a break, or if I'm not sleeping well, then the stream times can sometimes be at 1 o'clock in the morning your times. So it all depends on how my sleep is. I have chronic insomnia. So some days I just can't stream at all because I've not slept for the last couple of days. Yes, Gemma has a Master Ball, because Gemma has been a channel member for a very, very long time. I am terrible with social media, but I do have a Twitter. And I also have a Discord server. And thank you for 18 months, Alajango. Has it really only been 18 months you've been around? Feels like you're part of the furniture. I'm very glad you've been around for the last 18 months regardless, though, Alajango. And yes, the title card does say Viridian Hedge Maze for 3 Drill. He's called 3 Drill because he has 3 B Drill. I am very happy you're here as well. Thank you, the Prophet Lots. We are doing very well on this run so far. Repel, that's what I was after. I am a little bit not quite all there with this run because of OBS crashing a couple of times. So when you do as many runs as I've done at this point, you get into a rhythm of knowing what you're doing and where you're going without really thinking about it, which then lets me focus more on chat. But in this one, because of all the crashes and all the stoppy-starty nature of it, I'm actually having to think about what I'm doing again, which is scary. That should be badge 14 if I've been counting correctly. No, that's badge 13. Janine is going to be badge 14. Let's give her a title card. She deserves it. And now, regardless of what happens, we are getting towards the end of this particular run. So we need to think about what we're doing after this. Yes, so things like the air balloon to get us around, I coded that into the game. And the overlay all reads from the game's memory, and it's a little web page that I load in OBS. So all of this was built by me with the help of a couple of friends. Kangastan did a lot of work at the very beginning of the channel, getting the overlay all working initially. And then I did the styling and the tidying up. No TMs, no HMs required whatsoever. In fact, if we try and teach one, you cannot teach TMs in this version. And there is a link to the patch. It won't have slacking in, because I need to create a patch specifically for Slacking's version. But the original 251 Pokémon are in the patch on the website there. This is our penultimate, second from last gym leader of the challenge. It's Eric. Excuse me. Little inside burp there. It is Erica. It was Erica. There we go. Are we back? Sorry about this, folks. It's the first time that we've ever had a stream like this where it keeps crashing. I'll get to the end of this run, and then I will migrate to a different streaming software for next time, because this is, quite frankly, ridiculous. But thank you all for bearing with me during these technical issues. Let's take on Blue. He is our second from last gym leader. And he leads with Pidgeot. Alakazam goes down. I meant to Candy Jar before this, but I forgot because, or Rare Candy I should say before this, but I forgot because of the crash. It's fine though. Blue is in what we call a healing loop here, just using his full restores. Nice crit there on the Executor. And that is the Earth Badge, all acquired. And we have defeated all of our gym leaders. My favourite Pokemon is probably Alolan Rattata. I know it's a bit of an obscure one to like, but I really do like it. Ursaring's one of my favourites. Magcargo, which is the channel mascot, is another one that I absolutely adore. But what is your favourite Pokemon? That is the much more important question. Now I'm just going to swap to the thumbnail so that we don't get flashing for us as we candy up to level 81. So I know some people are a little bit photosensitive, a little bit light sensitive. So I don't want to have the candy jar be constantly flashing on screen. We allow ourselves an infinite rare candy, by the way, once we have defeated Blue, just because training all the way up to 81 for something that would make no difference at all in battle, it's just not a waste. It's a waste of everybody's time, honestly. But we are now at 90 points as well, after defeating all of the Kanto gym leaders. Let's get ourselves over to Professor Oak and we can unlock Mount Silver. And I think, you know, it's going to be 5 simple one-shots at the end of this one. Steelix and Sizzle. Well, aren't you in luck? Because for the SuperMON challenge, let me get the exact dates up. We have Steelix and Sizzle videos coming very, very soon. If I can find my schedule, I'd tell you exactly when. 12th of December for Sizzle and 15th of December for Steelix. They're actually the next 2 videos I'm going to be recording. So we'll be doing this challenge here, where we give them 1 life and no hidden power, no return, and seeing just how far we can get through the challenge. And I think both of those will do very well. Sizzle should probably get to the end, providing that we get past the fire types. And I think Steelix, if we can find enough coverage from it, won't have any problems. But with that, we have made it to Red. Final battle of the challenge. I'm going to rush this because I don't want OBS to crash again, so we're not going to do any of the intro. We're just going to go straight for it. And it might be 5 one-shots, you know. I think it's going to be 5 one-shots. 6 one-shots, rather. 5 one-shots. There we go. We have defeated Red with a Slaking. I don't think that was in any doubt, really. I would have been worried if we didn't defeat Red with a Slaking. What's the date today? It's the 20th today, isn't it? I don't make deals like that, I've got to be honest. I'd rather you became a channel member because you wanted to, not because I play well. And there we go. I'm putting Slaking on the very top of the leaderboard. It was a smooth ride from start to finish. We took very little damage at all. And we have a new friend for Salamence at the top. Would you believe that the 2 very high base stat Pokemon from Gen 3? Oh, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Alajango. Well done to Joking Alpaca, to Ryu. Cody, you got a membership. Dylan, well done to you and to Brandon, Rio, Ryu and Joking Alpaca. We were on the leaderboard screen and I don't have Mix It Up open. Let's get that proper notification going, shall we? We'll just take a moment. I typed that in manually. And it's not worked properly. There we go. But yes, thank you so much, Alajango, for the 5 gifted memberships. I am, however, for this one, going to call it early. I did want to do another run, but obviously with OBS being as it is, I don't want to keep crashing, keep sending out notifications on Twitch. So I will call it there, and if you're wondering what's happening in the next week with the pre-recorded videos, let me tell you. Tomorrow we've got Macargo's SuperMON Challenge. That's going to be at 2 PM United Kingdom time. Then on Monday, at the same time, we've got Raticate's SuperMON Challenge. And on Wednesday next week, we're starting a new series. It's in between SuperMON and the standard time challenges. It's called 4 Moves, and our intro to it is going to be Sunflora. But for today, with all the tech issues, I am going to call it there. I hope you all have had a wonderful time here on the stream. There are some people I do want to thank before leaving, though. Thank you to FoodTubes for the 5 gifted subs on Twitch and the 500 bits. And on YouTube, I do also want to thank Alajango for 5 gifted memberships and 18 months at Pokeball tier. GG for the 5 months at Apricorn Ball tier. Kanbei for the £2 super chat, and Dan W for the 19.99 super chat. It has been an absolute pleasure over the last hour or two. I'm so sorry that we can't go for longer today. OBS is having a moment. I'm going to try and troubleshoot, and I will hopefully be back either Saturday or Sunday. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any notifications. And I'll catch you all very, very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day.